In the shadows of Chicago's streets, a name remains etched in infamy: Andre Crawford. A man whose life and crimes would later haunt the pages of true crime history. But as the story of Crawford unfolds, there's one thing that sets him apart from many others: the presence of a dark passenger. Andre Crawford, born in 1966, was a quiet, unassuming man. Growing up in one of the most dangerous neighborhoods of Chicago, he kept to himself. But under that calm exterior, something darker was brewing. Crawford had already been involved in petty crimes, but no one could have predicted the horrors he would unleash. The story begins in the mid-1990s. Between 1993 and 1999, Crawford committed a series of heinous acts across the city. At first, his victims were women, and as his crimes escalated, he became more violent and more reckless. But it wasn't until his arrest in 2007 that the full scope of his crimes came to light. When Crawford was finally caught, the authorities discovered that he had killed at least 11 women. But what made his case so chilling was the manner in which he carried out the murders. He would often attack women in secluded areas, strangling them with their own clothes and then leaving their bodies in abandoned buildings or alleys. The psychology of Crawford is where things get truly disturbing. He spoke about his dark passenger, the force inside of him that compelled him to kill. Crawford claimed he couldn't control it, that it took over his mind and drove him to act out violent fantasies. Now, when we hear about someone's dark passenger, it's not just a metaphor. It's that part of their psyche that's dangerous, impulsive, and without mercy. For Crawford, it was a constant presence, urging him to harm others, and he said he couldn't stop it. The concept of the dark passenger is often used to explain the mental state of serial killers. For many, it's an overwhelming urge to kill, a feeling that consumes them until they cannot resist. Crawford described his dark passenger as something that overtook his thoughts and feelings. He believed it was always with him, waiting for the right moment to strike. Was Andre Crawford a victim of his own mind, or was he simply a cold-blooded killer hiding behind a psychological excuse? The line between the two is often blurred in cases like his. The question remains: can a person truly be taken over by their dark passenger, or is it just a convenient explanation for their crimes? Like, comment, and subscribe to hear more about the dark passengers that lived inside some of the most known serial killers.